Okay, so here we are again, same day. I'm going video crazy. I just came up with another scenario, which is kind of cool. You can actually create as many VMware machines as you want. It's kind of like VMware. And what I've done was, I play around a lot, so I created all of these. But the two that are running right now, there's a CentOS one and the one we've been working on, which is Ubuntu 16. And what I did in each of these, the number one network adapter, which uses NAT to get out of the building to get to the internet, is created. And I created a second adapter, network adapter, which is a bridged adapter, and it's called WLAN 0. And I did that for both of the running machines. First one's NAT on CentOS. Second one bridged WLAN 0. So now what these two can do is basically talk to each other. I want to show you a command called SCP, which is, you just use the up arrow. I already did it just to test it out. So the IP address of our CentOS machine is 192.168.137.164, and what we're going to do is transfer a file from Ubuntu to CentOS, just like they're two separate servers and you need to get files over there. So what SCP will do is simple copying of a file to another server, and I'm going to preserve the permissions of the file that I created called test text, and I'm logging into CentOS as root at the IP address of CentOS, and the :var temp is where we want to put the file. So what we do is we run this command. It's going to ask us for a password for the root user on CentOS, not on the Ubuntu machine. Okay, so I already entered it, so we should be good to go. And there we go. Obviously, if it was a bigger file, it would take longer, and you would see the counting down to 100%. But let's go on the Ubuntu CentOS machine and take a look into var temp to see if the file is actually there. So we cd into var temp. Var temp is usually where I use all of my testing files before I put them in where they're supposed to go. So let's do a directory listing, and test.txt is already there. We just transferred that. And that is the SCP command. The only difference with CentOS is, see how my mouse is locked inside the window? You have to hit the control button to get out of there. Ubuntu just lets you go in and out with no real big deal about it. CentOS is the free version of Red Hat. Red Hat charges you for support, but CentOS is basically what Red Hat is and what Red Hat looks like. There is a desktop version, or you can just install a command line version of a server. We might go over that too, but I just wanted to show you how you could actually get your own little test networking systems up and running and play around with transferring files. I can ping my CentOS server. It answers. We can, what else can we do? Oh, if you don't want to use the IP address of the CentOS server all the time when you're trying to communicate with it, let me just make sure. What we can do is change the host file. It's just called CentOS. So we can go into etc hosts on Ubuntu. We can go down here and insert 192.168. I forgot what it was. At 137.164.137.164, and we can do CentOS is, I believe, how I did that. You hit escape :WQ exclamation to save what you've done. So if we go back and look at the etc host file with the cat command, you can see that what I just typed is still in there. So now what we can do is ping it by its DNS name. So hopefully this will work, and it does. So now what we could do to transfer that same file, instead of typing out the IP address, we could just do @CentOS, because that's the name of the box that we want to go to. It's going to ask me if I want to add it to my known host file, just because it doesn't know about it yet, and I'm going to say yes. It's going to ask me for the password to my root user on CentOS, and there we go, the file transferred again. You can transfer directories, you can transfer multiple files, you can even use the scp command inside scripting, and then put those scripts into cron tab to perform different tasks at different certain times of the day. You can use scp, you can use rsync to sync up directories between servers or make backups, and then scp the backup to the other server, and that will be the that might be the next intro video, kind of like a bash scripting intro video that we can do, and get more into the scripting between two different servers. CentOS comes with basically everything you get with Ubuntu. Comes with same Office, it's backwards compatible, programming, sound and video, Firefox, a mail program. It just looks a little bit different, and you always have to hit the control key to get out of the system. The one different thing between updating each system, because it's Red Hat centric, you want to do the yum command instead of the apt-get command. So if I do a yum update, it's going to go look in all the repos for CentOS for any updates. It's going to go get them. It's going to count how many there are. And there's a lot. It's going to download them now. See, the progress is showing you downloading of each one of them. So there are an upgrade of 420 packages, and I'm going to just go ahead and do it. You say yes. You can look through them and see which ones you might not want, but I just usually say yes. There's 435. It should go pretty quickly. It shows you the progress. That's what that's doing. like I said over here, it's on Ubuntu, it's apt-get update. And it pretty much does the same thing as the other one does. They're just different commands. And since we already updated 16.04 Ubuntu, it didn't take that long. And there's, I don't think there's anything really to upgrade. Oh, yes, there is. Okay, so we'll do it. There's a few libraries to update. But there's a trick. If you click on the top bar of the window, you don't have to actually go inside and then hit Control to get out. If you just click here, you can actually start typing in the terminal or anywhere else in the machine. That would be another trick for the CentOS. Usually when these packages on this CentOS machine get like halfway, so whatever half of 435 is, it'll start doing like a cleanup. Whereas Ubuntu, you have to do the cleaning up yourself. And I believe I showed you, but I can show you again once this is all done, because the CentOS machine seems like it's taking a little longer. They might be taking a little longer because they're fighting over resources on my laptop right now. As far as memory, I might have to. I do have a, a Core 7 1 terabyte hard drive, Asus. I mean, I might want to upgrade my memory. I've got, let's see how much memory I have in here. Eight gigs. So I've got about 8 gigs of memory in my host laptop. I could go to 16, which would make it a lot nicer. But here you can see they're still updating. Ubuntu is going a little slower. Probably the only reason why I'm doing so many videos is because I'm in a library study room. It gets kind of crazy at home, so that's mainly the reason why I'm trying to think of ideas, trying to get them out there, trying to grow this channel, just trying to help people. I'll pause the video and I will come back and show you the rest of it. Okay, so CentOS is finally installing the updates. Well, it's taking a little bit of time just because both are doing the same thing at the same time, but there's actually 861 packages. I'm going to pause it again because I have to study room. I'll finish this video in a little bit. CentOS computer is starting to do its own cleanup as far as older packages, replacing them with the new packages. It's halfway through. It usually does that when it's halfway through installing the 861 number. The Ubuntu server is still chugging along. My laptop's a little laggy right now. It took so long because I haven't updated it in a while. But it's getting there. I'm probably going to pause this again. I was kicked out of one room in the library and now I'm in another one. If I do pause it, I will be, right back to finish this video off. I probably didn't up the memory on both of these before I went ahead and started them up again to do this tutorial, so that's why everything's laggy. And plus the library, as you know, probably doesn't have that great of a speed of a network, so that's the other excuse I'm giving out here.